In what ways do you leverage artificial intelligence while tech hosting? Take a moment to reflect and consider what's available and what's applicable for you. In this video, I will talk about how to make your online sessions more engaging, efficient, and equitable by leveraging the AI tools found in Zoom. Hi, my name is Heather Leavitt Martinez from Tech Host Academy, where we exchange ideas with other professional tech hosts and meeting helpers to E3 online sessions. E3 stands for engaging, efficient, and equitable. Listen, I'm all about AI. Appreciative inquiry, that is. But today I am talking about artificial intelligence. Now, as a tech host, you may want to become familiar with some of Zoom's AI driven features that can make those meetings more engaging, efficient, and equitable. Oh, and if you don't have it already, you may want to download the handout that accompanies this recording. You can click the link below. Now, in full disclosure, the following are AI tools. The next portion of this recording was written by AI about the AI features in Zoom provided by ChatGPT. So, the very first thing I want to talk about is real time translation and live captions. How does this make online sessions engaging? Well, participants can stay engaged without struggling to hear or understand every word, especially in noisy environments or with technical audio issues. The way that real time transcription and live captions can help make meetings more efficient is that it eliminates the needs for constant repetition when participants miss a point. The transcription is right there. And in order to use time transcription and live captions to make it more equitable, it ensures that hearing impaired participants or non native speakers can follow along, making the meeting accessible to all. Now, let's talk about smart meeting summaries. This is probably one of the most commonly used or commonly known AI tools available in Zoom. For engaging, it removes the need to take notes during the meeting, allowing participants to focus on the discussion. Smart meeting summaries make it more efficient because it summarizes key takeaways so that participants don't have to rewatch recordings or comb through their notes. I'll talk a little bit more about this later, what we can do as tech hosts to really leverage smart meeting summaries. And then in terms of equality and equity, it ensures that everyone, including those who couldn't attend, have access to the same actionable information. Now, let's talk about that real time language translation. This feature is engaging because it enables multilingual teams to collaborate seamlessly, reducing misunderstandings and keeping discussions lively and inclusive. Real time language translation helps meetings be more efficient because it eliminates the time and complexity of hiring live interpreters, allowing meetings to proceed uninterrupted. And real time language translation helps online sessions be more equitable because it allows non native speakers to participate fully and feel valued, even if they aren't fluent in the meeting's primary language. Now, one of my favorite is noise suppression. This is a great tool and it's engaging because it keeps participants focused on the speaker by eliminating distractions like typing, barking, and other loud background noises. Noise suppression helps meetings be more efficient because it reduces interruptions caused by noisy environments, saving time during meetings. And noise suppression helps meetings be more equitable because it allows participants in noisy or shared spaces to contribute without fear of distracting others or being excluded. Now, have you been in a meeting where someone says, "Oh, I'm really sorry, my dog's barking in the background," and we're all going, "We don't hear it"? It's because there's a setting in Zoom that you can click that will help with noise suppression. Now, some people, it might be automatic. For those of you that want to know where it is, go check out my Zoom settings recording where I go through all of the settings in Zoom. I do this once or twice a year, usually a few months after a major upgrade when it's completely rolled out and they've worked out a lot of the kinks and the bugs. So if you're wondering about Zoom settings, it is intense. We do all of the back end settings of Zoom. Let's keep going because there's a few more here. Smart recording search. Now, this is a really great AI tool that helps keep meetings, helps them be engaging because it encourages users to revisit and interact with past meeting content, improving understanding and retention. Now, it's also efficient because it saves time by letting users search for specific moments instead of watching lengthy recordings. I know before this search feature, I don't want to go back and look at another recording, but I can go back and I can search the transcript and see who said what when. And it also has context. And that's where we get to smart recording searches being equitable. It ensures that all participants, whether they attended or not, can quickly access the information they need. So, what does that mean? These AI tools can really help our online sessions become engaging, equitable, and efficient. I'm sorry, engaging, efficient, and equitable. So it's engaging because these AI features keep participants connected and focused, improving interaction and collaboration. It also helps make it efficient because they streamline the processes, eliminate repetitive tasks, and saves time, helping users stay productive. And these AI tools help us have more equitable meetings because by addressing barriers like accessibility, language differences, and background noise, AI makes meetings more inclusive and fair for all participants. So that was written by AI, except for those little side notes that I gave you some context. But I, as a human, have now translated these into benefits and actionable steps for tech hosts. So how do these features benefit us as actual tech hosts? Well, back to real-time transcription and live captions. This can be used as a multitasking aid. Now, those of you that want to argue with me about multitasking, go for it. You apparently haven't been in Tech Host Academy where I talk about apperception and how we hold the space for the presenter, for the participants, for the agenda, and for ourselves. And so, yes, you might think, okay, that's one task, but at the same time, the meeting keeps going. And so what happens with when we have this real-time transcription and live captions on is that these transcriptions can help us as tech hosts follow the discussions while managing technical elements like breakout rooms or screen sharing. Now, in some of my meetings, I have someone saying, I'm having trouble with audio, and I'm working with them in a private chat. Well, I'm trying to get this breakout room going. Oh, and by the way, I have to create the poll first, and everything's still moving at once. I can easily go to that transcription if someone interrupts and said, what did so-and-so say? I can look it up, copy and paste it, put it in the chat, and get on with my other tasks. Now, what about smart meeting summaries? How do we use those as tech hosts? Well, this helps streamline the communication. So summaries can be shared immediately with attendees, cutting down any post-meeting administrative tasks. Now, I want you to be sure, this is an important note, to review all AI-generated summaries for accuracy. And you may want to have others review it for accuracy as well. While AI is good at generating text, it's not proficient at determining the best text to share and how it aligns with the meeting's purpose and desired outcomes. So again, very easy, but don't rely on it fully. You don't want to create even more miscommunication. Now, how does real-time language translation affect us as tech hosts? Well, it enhances inclusivity. Tech hosts can enable translation for multilingual participants. Again, that's one of those big back-end Zoom settings, and it may be automatic for you, unless for some reason you have it turned off. So be sure to set the source language and allow users to choose their language. Now, this is very important. Note, if a speaker switches to a different language, if you have a multilingual presenter, errors may occur if the source language isn't manually changed in Zoom. So for instance, if I start speaking in Spanish right now and I have Zoom people in Zoom and they had it set to English and their language, the Zoom AI tool is going to try to decipher it, and it might end up being a little bit of gobbledygook. And so just make sure that you check and ensure that you have one a person that's going to speak in one language, or let them know we will have multilingual listeners in the group. So if you do decide to switch, then maybe you come up with a way to, maybe they present a little while in their native language, and then they'll say, and now I'm going to switch to this language. That gives you a cue to do a manual switch. What about noise suppression? Oh, just talked a little bit about that. The proactive quality control AI tool of noise suppression automatically filters out background noise, reducing the need for the host to mute disruptive participants manually. Now, note, this feature doesn't filter out things like sneezes, coughs, side conversations, or I experienced this the other day. They insisted that everybody could stay unmuted. I heard people going, a lot. You have some people in your meeting. Some of those hmms can be taken the wrong way. Or if you say something like under your voice, like if you say something to yourself, that can be heard too. So be sure to have the speaker spotlighted to avoid any of the camera switching. Because if someone goes, or says something kind of low, like whispers to themselves, the audio will pick up, and if you don't have the speaker spotlighted, it'll go over to them, and that can be very embarrassing for them and everyone else. And if you want a nice clean recording, keep that presenter spotlighted. All right. So, and then finally, smart recording search. How's that helpful to us? Well, sometimes as tech hosts, it's really not our job to give them the meeting summary, but we might want to help them by saying, it was great to be in the session today. Just wanted to give you a few key points if you want to add that to the follow-up email. Now, as a tech host, oftentimes I have a boilerplate email that if we're going to have another session after this, or if there's a recording, or if there's something that the presenter wanted to make sure that got communicated in a follow-up email, I'll put that all in one email and pass that off to the person that's going to send that out to the other participants and say, here's what I came up with, feel free to customize. So it just adds even more value. That person is going to say, wow, I didn't have to think a while before putting this email, all of the things that needed to be added. And if they're keen and they had all of the notes and things written down, this is just a double check. Right? And so hosts can quickly locate and provide those specific parts of the meeting to attendees who need clarification or maybe have missed key discussions. So thanks, GPT, for helping us make our meetings more engaging, efficient, and equitable by finding those Zoom AI tools for me. So what's coming? Well, Zoom is currently beta testing and piloting meeting behavior analytics, including sentiment analysis and participant rates. It can analyze the chat and the audio for amount of words shared in a meeting. When the cameras are on, it will also evaluate facial expressions and can automate emojis. Now, I sure hope this is going to be optional, and it is going to be rolled out in time. That could have some negative impacts and could have some very positive impacts depending on how you set up the meetings as you as a tech host become that trusted advisor for the person that's putting together the session to ensure that everyone can collaborate and work together in a safer space, right? And so while some of these features may be accessible to users participating in the beta program, the full public release timeline, it really hasn't been officially announced. And once fully implemented, these analytics will enable users to gauge meeting effectiveness, understand participant sentiment and engagement to improve meeting quality. Now, keep in mind, this isn't going to fare very well for the introverts in the room. So we're going to have to find new ways to keep these meetings equitable with some of these AI tools. They're also going to identify areas for improvement. So using these AI tools will also help meeting participants use the data-driven insights to adjust meeting formats and presentation styles. So again, those introverts in the room, where can we design our meetings to make them more equitable for those who may not feel comfortable being on camera or sharing their voice? So maybe we do more third-party collaboration tools or asynchronous contributions. And then, of course, enhancing the participant experience, because that's what Zoom really wants to get to. By using some of these AI tools, you'll be able to tailor content and delivery methods based on participant feedback and engagement levels. So now that you have a current view on how Zoom is developing AI features to enhance the user experience and how that fits into your role as a tech host, I hope you'll join one of the next live sandbox sessions to test these tools and learn from other tech hosts how they leverage AI in their practice. So go ahead and click below to learn more about Tech Host Academy and how to earn badges to help E3 your online sessions. You can even get this shirt and this jazzy backdrop. So hope to see you in Tech Host Academy